Here's a poem I wrote called A Chummy Stomachache. In the belly of a great white shark, there lies a mysterious tale about a politician who went fishing one day and never came back, to some's delight, as the chum got tossed out. Hello, here's a poem I wrote called Contending with My Heart. Trapped in a prison, I struggle with being heard. Then love captures me, in this bottle floating along with churning tide, nowhere to go. Days of calmness and days of sad, with hints of spice, miming confined. Malcontent heart drifting sideways with a madness of shattered home. Completely safe, wafting about with surrender in this bottle.
This one is called I Can Do Better. It all started just the same, childish feelings that wouldn't go away. And I fell in love with your presence, needed to know that you would stay. Damned from the start, only left with so much disdain. Blood-curdling affliction is in my heart. Even after all these years, I still feel pain. Though I can still hear your voice in my head, it can't make me speak your name. Endlessly I will suffer through the storm, right up until my body passes away. Bring me home. Free, at last. Chains will fall, cuffs broken off, rattle to the floor. At last I sense freedom, after years of suffering, being confined to this prison. The gates are finally opened up. My lungs expand, filling with fresh, cool air. What felt like a lifetime of loneliness. Colorless walls kept me prisoner, feeling empty behind steel bars. No one came for a visit, left me alone to stew. Thought of my mistakes. I drowned in them. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Friends, please see, I have learned my debt is paid. I have done my time. I suffered in silence. Now I just want to come home and make up for all the lost time. There's been so many things I've missed. I will not take this freedom for granted. Outside, waiting for welcoming arms and reminders that I do belong, I see my family coming. Anxieties breaking through, rising to the surface. I am begging you. Please, family, forgive me. Bring me home.
Invading, achingly, pulsation, undressing and forget. Lick the lust in every thrust, semen scream without regret. Suck salvation, silent need, closer, cling in consummation. Intimate intoxication, demonstrating confirmation, dying for the declaration, salivating seed, accelerating speed, grabbing, grinding, glory, blinding, egregious, gracious greed, grievous, fevered saturation, arching hips in declaration, plunging, ply me, drown me. Flood my blood in ecstasy. You belong to me. This one is a hyphen that I wrote for Patrick Kent, and it's called Number One Crush. Entranced, I gaze in hypnotized, reverential awe of perfection, the flawless inflection, an imposition of an unexpected thought, of everything I want and everything I'm not. What's missing from me as I regress to the state of loneliness, long forgotten, buried, distorted, misconstrued and contorted to the point of madness. I meditate upon every song his soul inspires, and imagine what transpires surrendering a soul. The thought of hellfire below cannot compare to the glow I feel from his eyes. He's everything I've cried for. Kneeling thankfully, the Lord my God before me has found me worthy.
Swine. Unworthy swine, trying to control gained through underhanded ways paved by the cruelest dictatorship bred to ensure blackened days darken even further, inciting violence to break the minds of the weak-minded fuck. The silence you force me. I dare you to force me to silence. Fuck you. I will confront the power hungry with blade and fist clenched as I release devastating fury. Fury marks you for death, you pathetic runt of the litter. You should be executed slowly. Yes, I will take my time. Time is up. I am the face of your death. Death comes for you before midnight's chime. Hate burns in my eyes as I slit your filthy throat cut ear to ear, gasping for breath bubbling through a smile of blood so unclean that this is a justified death.
Rupture. Nethers, trust, thrust, abyssal in eclipsed, convulsed, compulsions propelled vibrations, emanations ecstatic, screamed elations, 2-syllable, 7-letter ecstasy moans, pleads of divinity for more, spilled from none habits that can't contain your form, confessional booths shake, rattles, torn, shaking heaven with our sighs, orgasmic highs, pink beckons tongue and pound, resound, repeat at the hips, insight reprobate criminal for licking liminal lips. The volta of tongue twitched, twirled, aeternum flicked, cursive O's cry, unfiltered passion, desire, dread, red, penitent, proselyte, penetrate the Pythia, fed, saliva salacious, shaking, reciprocate, storming, frenzied, fornicate, possessed plunges without rests, sucking down your sweet sweat, shaking the foundations of heart, paint your inner sanctum wet, heaves, reaving, raving, reaming, stretching seams, cream dreams. The rapture is rupturing apart. Drowning, following, fealty. I follow her eyes, azure dawn spawning nebula across my abyssal night tides. Follow, I must follow, compelled as Selene hunts Helios before the Volta and all the vice versas, and I in turn burn as prey. Hunt me to eclipse in this didactic found bound. Follow, follow, I must follow. Precedence in possession. I proceed from her in passion's first, final, and forever filiequa. Endlessly the celestial cyclical couplet dances in hymnals of Kyriazon and sustain. But have not one mercy on me, hunt me in relentless refrain. Celestial wild hunt ensues, stars tangle in your dawning, I burn holding the sun. Drown,
I must drown in the aching alchemy of your trajectories, in the Fibonacci arcs of eyebrows that spark my whim, the elation of every elevation, devotion to every emotion, the bliss of every blazing blink. I starve and plead for your Pythagorean sacral geometry to fall forever in the angle of your kiss. Drown, I must risk the drown. Every curvature a Rubicon I yearn to cross, to rule the golden vermilion of your cascading trance. Oh, Roma, I would risk the knife, bleed the silent sonnets, bear the burden of every strife to find home again in the splendor of your every tonal overture. Beg pray the pronouncement of my name, an invocation upon the sea of your lips, calling me home. Sinking salience ensanguine, visage elation adore, all roads to Roma. Fealty, fealty, my eyes swim, cascading in trance tracers, intoxicants of your illumined spirit, euphoria in your gloria consumed, bold to rise as oculi, fanatical search the skies for your sunrise. My pupils pierce the nights to find your twilights, hands outstretched, blind and vanted ebons, clutching, grasping for desperate journeys towards your hand, entwined. Your cult defines my every cognition. I need your vision, hands trembling together in awe of your cause, conjoined, my head at your feet. I offer every sin at the foot of your door. The ritual begins. The dark mahogany chamber echoes crescendos of your invocational chants. Faith, fealty, my body, my blood to drown the barren ground in ecstasy internal. But, fealty, in your fealty you bid me no cost. Unknot every cincture and cast horsehair into the pyre of your passions. Faith, fealty, follow, drown in reciprocal mirrored devotional motions, and I moan a million amens into your neck. Throw myself at the foot of your door, forever amens entwined, drowning, following, fealty.
Doormat. Shouting from the next room. Loud bass reverberates. Boom! Loneliness and bitterness engulf my heart. Not jealousy per se, but only a start. Drunkenness is the way. The coping mechanism is. But wait a minute, hey. Every single fucking day, I try to be nice. Sure, you're still walking all over me. If I don't stand up for myself, a doormat I shall evermore be.
-1. The negativity sits deep and is alive in your mind. Your hate towards all that despise you always find, using any excuse to stir up shit to suit your own cause, tying broken truth to lies, hoping they will bind, holding them up to shield your weak flaws. You don't care that words can hurt, you never did. Words sent, smiled while behind a screen you hid, looking to spark worldwide hate for no reason. You are a curse on humanity, boosting hate's bid. Do you really want to trigger a deadly season? Twisting words said for your own sick gain. Your words fall upon all like poisoned rain. Your virtue is as pathetic as your toilet paper crown. You have proven to be just an insignificant stain. In truth, the pin-up poster for humanity's clown. Spreading unease for your own fucking fun. Your self-righteous clouds blocking the sun. Looking to fight all who would dare to disagree, because according to you, no good deed is done. All you want is to break the world in a killing spree. May your slow death be caused by your own, born from the hateful seeds you have sown. The last thing you will see is someone's look of hate. This is the end of all things you have ever known, condemned to burn by your hate-filled fate.